Get ready with me while I tell you about my Whole30. I know my hair is crazy, but you just need to trust the process. Okay, so I did a Whole30. It ended yesterday. It wasn't a perfect Whole30 because I had 2 trips and then a weekend with house guests. So I did my very best, but I wouldn't say that it is a perfect Whole30. But I immediately, almost overnight, felt better once I got started. On literally the second night, I was immediately not nauseous when I went to bed. It was the first time I'd gone to bed without a stomachache in months. I woke up and I didn't feel swollen in my joints and swollen in my face. Within about 5 or 6 days, my stomach was noticeably flatter, not because of weight loss, but just because of bloating and inflammation. Like the inflammation that disappeared almost overnight was incredible. I wouldn't say I slept super great the first little while, but by the end, I was sleeping so much better than I was before, and I actually felt my anxiety levels come down. And if I'm being honest, that was kind of frustrating for me because I didn't want food to affect me as much as it did, but I realized pretty quickly how heavily my food and my food sensitivities affect the way I feel and the way that I look. My skin was noticeably clearer by the end and a lot smoother, which was cool. I think also it reminded me that I need to eat more fruits and vegetables. I fell in love with mango all over again. I do really love to eat out, and so it was kind of a bummer that I wasn't able to eat out as easily, especially as we traveled. But I also realized I was celebrating with food more than I needed to, and that was a good reminder. Also, there was an incredible amount of dishes, and I hate dishes. They're my least favorite chore. So I think you're gonna find that in every Whole30. You're cooking a lot, and so there's just a lot more dishes. So I know that Whole30 is not meant to be a weight loss program. It's really not. You're encouraged to put your scale away the whole time. But I did weigh myself before, and I weighed myself after, and I did lose about 6 pounds. What I noticed that was kind of hard was that I felt a lot less energized when I worked out, when I went to the gym. I love doing like a high fitness class, and I definitely felt my stamina had decreased pretty significantly. Like I got winded at the end. And then I don't know what it is about Whole30, but I get a cold almost every time I do one. And here we are still with a cold today. So that's a bummer. I think overall though, it was such a good reset for me and a reminder that I really shouldn't be eating the foods that make me feel sick. I really need to cut out gluten and dairy and corn and stop just eating it. So if you've ever considered doing a Whole30, I highly recommend it. I found that when I was eating Whole30, the rest of my family was also eating healthier. This was my 8th or 9th full Whole30, and I will continue to do them throughout my life. That's my Whole30 recap. Thanks for getting ready with me.